Yo, welcome to our first actual demonstration. I know, right? 6 weeks later, but hey, pandemic has taught us all a lesson, and that is patience. All right, so as you can tell, I got fancy doodly doo with technology here, so now you can look at my beautiful face and watch me demonstrate how to do stuff with my magical hands that are disconnected from my head and my body. This is strange. So what we'll need today is the sketchbook guy, the beautiful number 2 pencil I provided every one of your kits, the fine Sharpie, fine tip, see the little tippy toy, and then the other Sharpie marker. Mine looks different because I used all of the Sharpies that I bought for the kits and had to use some old ones. So isn't that fun? All right, so you got these things together. Now, if you followed the lesson from last week, week 5, you had one assignment, and that assignment was put your name, your period, the class you're in, and the year. You know, it's your sketchbook. It's not only does it work, it's also going to show a portfolio, if you will, all of your work so far throughout the year. It's cool to watch yourself progress. Okay, so I hope you guys are ready to hear my first spiel that I give every class when I talk about drawing and whatnot. So if this is your second time or third time hearing it, whatever. To all the freshmen out there, welcome to IPA. So I'm gonna give you my spiel about what drawing is, because a lot of people will come into art class and they're like, "Oh, I don't know how to draw. I suck at art." Blah, blah, blah. Art's just a skill, just like any other thing that you learn in school. It's not some talent or gift. It's just a skill, just like playing basketball or video games. To show you that, I'm going to show you how drawing is just like learning something new. So on your sketchbook here, I want you to use your pencil because the markers bleed through. We're gonna follow along with what I'm doing. So I'll do my best to like Dora the Explorer here and like do something and just like wait and look at the screen as if you're like on the other side, like doing it. Swiper, no swiping. Like that. Okay. So if you know how to write your letters, you know how to draw, right? Because drawing is just one of two things. I'm going to write down these points. You don't have to write them down in your sketchbook. Drawing is one of two things. You ready? 1, straight lines. 2, curvy lines. That's it. Which is weird because your letters and the alphabet also just have straight lines and curvy lines. Imagine that. Also, when it comes to drawing is not how well you can look at something and draw it exactly. Drawing is about how well can you express a thought in visual vocabulary. It's like writing is expressing a thought with words. Art is just expressing a thought with visual stuff. So let me show you. I'm going to draw some symbols because we all use symbols to represent things. If I were to draw this, that's a symbol for a person. Everybody knows that. Everybody's like, I'm not good at art. I can barely draw a stick figure. But the stick figure seems to be the bar of entry when it comes to drawing. But I say, you can go better than this. Let's draw, for example, the pencil that we're holding in our hands. To do that, I need two things: straight lines and curvy lines. I've learned all about straight lines and curvy lines from learning how to write my letters, just like you guys. All right, so let's say I'm going to draw a pencil. So first I'm going to use, remember, from geometry, I'm going to make 2 parallel straight lines. Boop. Little train tracks, choo choo choo. Okay, now I'm going to draw like a flat, fat U. Then I'm going to draw a parallel flat, fat U. Then I'm going to draw another flat, fat U. And then, if I draw one upside down, whoop, I got the eraser end of the pencil. Isn't that magic? I'm missing the end of the pencil, so I need a triangle. Another one of the fat U's. I just drew a pencil. Isn't that magic? What other things on my desk could I draw using symbols that are straight lines and curvy lines? How about this? I'm going to draw a mug because I like coffee. It makes me sad because every year I get a different mug that has something funny on it, like World's Best Chihuahua Dad or Dungeons and Dragons and Depression. But this year I got no mug because there's no one to make jokes with. Maybe I'll buy a mug just for videos. All right, so first I'm going to draw 2 parallel fat lines. And then I'm going to imagine that I'm drawing a really fat letter U. Look at that. If my name was, what names do begin with U? Unique? If my name was Unique, that'd be a beautiful U to start it with. All right, so now I'm going to do the same thing on the top. Parallel curvy lines. And then I'm going to flip it and reverse it. If you're not finishing that line of that song, then I'm sorry that you're home alone, not singing to yourself. And then finally, every good mug needs a handle. And because I'm an art teacher, I'm going to go extra fancy. Parallel U's. I could write something funny on my mug, like I heart e-learning, because that's super true. Oh, that mug. All right. So this is the part of the video where I'm going to stop, and then your job is to find something that's around you and draw it using symbols, like I did with my mug or my pencil. Don't do this. This is dumb. Do something that actually looks like something. Because this pencil's not this specific pencil. It's a symbol for a pencil. This is not a mug on my desk. It's just a symbol for a mug. That's what I'm using to communicate what's around me. As we start learning how to draw and stuff, we'll start learning how to represent what we see. But first, we have to understand the difference between the symbols our brain makes, because we're awesome and lazy, and that's how our brains work so fast, and between what we actually see. For example, in painting class, we will eventually draw flowers because Georgia O'Keeffe is kind of an important female American artist to talk about. And she loves drawing flowers. Guess what happens when I assign people to draw flowers? Do you think they draw the actual flower? Sometimes. But sometimes they draw me the symbol for a flower. So what I want you to do is think, what would you draw for a symbol for a flower? So I'm just going to stare at the camera for like a solid 30 seconds while you draw a flower like this is Blue's Clues. And you go ahead and draw that flower. You can pause it and then fast forward it if you want the awkwardness, or if you're just lazy and chill and just want to let it keep on going, then we do that too. So let me get my timer out here for you. "30 seconds. On your mark, get set, go." Draw the symbol for a flower. Do it. I believe in you. All right. Hopefully you drew a flower. It's a good thing I didn't get any text from your mom. That would have been awkward. I miss children. All right. So if I were to draw a symbol for a flower, I would just do like like I always have the center part, and everyone does kind of one of these things. Like, look at all my hot dog petals. Woo! Mataki. I don't even know what food that would be. Fat sausage flour. You have a stem and a leaf. Woohoo! Yes, symbols are basic because they're a stereotype we all share, but symbols communicate. Drawing, painting, and intro to 2D, we're going to learn how to communicate with pictures and visuals. The problem is train up our hands to match up our brains. So this ends the first assignment of the week, which is just to basically follow along with me. If you've had me before, you know what we're going to do next. If you haven't had me before, what's coming next is my favorite thing in the entire world, which is blind contour drawing. So that will be your next assignment, which is a video I'll post today because I listened to my students' comments. And I want you to have all the stuff you have. Because then you have all week to ask questions and stuff. That works out. I'm going to continue talking to myself in this basement. And you guys have fun drawing symbols. Okay, awkward goodbye.